Thank you for joining us. I'm Juan, lead trader and founder of Prosperity Trade. In this video, I want to briefly discuss an update with ticker symbol SMTI and why, after speaking with the investors relation person, it made me more bullish. And also just brief details of our 5K to 25K challenge. So yesterday, I had the opportunity to speak to an investors relations person from SMTI, Sonera. And after our conversation, I felt more confidence with my due diligence. So basically, if you click the link above, you can see my due diligence on SMTI. I think it's a great company. And after speaking to the person from Investors Relation, I have more confidence in the company. Basically, some of the concerns I had with the company, the fact that they don't make products. They basically get exclusive contracts to market and sell products. However, they are constantly getting more contracts. They're starting to get into different fields of wound and skincare. And we're not going to get too much into the details of the company because I did make a due diligence video, but they are expanding. They are making, one of the concerns I had, you have these agreements. What if they don't want to agree with you anymore? What if they don't want you to sell their product? So he said that almost all their contracts are long term. They have great relationships. However, they are expanding into so many different products around wound and skincare that it's not just one company that can, if one company doesn't renew, it's not going to kill their revenue. Another concern I had was their revenue has been increasing. Even if you watch the video, I mentioned that I was confident that they were going to have a great quarter this past when they showed their revenues this past quarter, a couple of weeks, I think a few days ago, that they were going to have positive earnings just based off of my research, and they did. They had another record quarter. Their revenue went up, but also their sales, general, and admin expense also went up. So I asked him, when does he think it's going to level out? And he couldn't give a timeline, but he said that they're right on track with what they want to do. They're expanding their workforce, and they're getting more revenue, and they're hiring more contractors. That's how they expand. They hire contractors, and the contractors go to the hospitals and discuss their products. And another great thing was when I made the video, I mentioned that they were in 250 or 200 and something plus hospitals, and they recently got permission to market to 700 and something plus hospitals. And just a couple of days ago, now that's up to 800 and plus hospitals. So that's great news. They have more permission to market into more hospitals. So that's why I'm really positive and optimistic with the outcome of this company. I mentioned how impressed I was with management. I think they have a great founder. Um, and this company is really positioning themselves to be extremely disruptive in the wound and skincare sector. So I'm bullish. I had a great position on this stock. Unfortunately, I closed it, but I'm going to look to reopen it. And the reason I closed it is because when I initially opened the stock, I made this video on the 14th, and I'm going to switch screens here. So if you look here, I made this video about SMTI on the 14th. That's when I made the video. And I wanted to make sure that I held a position, or I bought a position on the 14th, since I was making a video about it. So I used my Webull account, which I had set up for our 5K to 25K challenge. And if you look here, I bought SMTI 5:14, 10:15 a.m. So that's when I bought SMTI. I made sure that I had position in that stock, and I just bought a small position, I think a couple hundred shares, and that's it. But the stock went up 11%, and I sold my position. I bought it at 23, I believe, and sold it at 26 and made $623. So that was on the 14th, and today's the 20th. So in 6 days, it went up 11%. Imagine you would have bought 1,000 shares. So I just bought a couple hundred shares and turned it to $600, which is great. It's great. And this is kind of like I did this. Well, I sold it, but I'm going to rebuy it on one of my other accounts. I use Lightspeed. I use M1 Trader. So Lightspeed, I have some long-term positions there, and I used to primarily use that one for day trading because of the hotkeys, because of the quickness. Lightspeed opens up at 4 a.m. There was just a lot more benefits for me to use Lightspeed day trading. So Lightspeed, it is a broker. They're in New York. I do believe they have cash options if you have like less than 25,000, and you can still keep cash account. And if you're above 25,000, doesn't matter if you're a cash account or not. You're not restricted to the PDF rules or PDT rules. I'm sorry. And so I opened it up, and I used it for day trading, and I have some long terms. But my long term accounts, where I'm not going to be as active with stocks, with any of the stocks that I made due diligence on. You can't be judged on it within the first few months. They're not like some of these swing trades or this 5K to 25K growth. Those stocks you have to be judged in a couple of years. So that's kind of like the MP, the EXAS. Some of them are a little bit. Some of them are down right now, but it's only been 3 4 months. They were up after we made the video, then they dropped. But there's a lot going on in the stock market. It's at the end for those. It's the end game. So that's why with those that I know I'm not going to need to touch for the next couple years, I truly believe in the company, and I believe that after everything that happens in the stock market, with the discussions of inflation, with the constant printing of money, with so many things just factoring outside, that these stocks, these companies are going to overcome all that and still be around. The 5K to 25K challenge. The goal is to do stock trades and stock picks that are going to grow your account, that you have to be active with, that they're swing trades, that they're kind of like trades like SMTI, where we bought them on the 14th, sold it today, made $623. So this is my Webull account. I wasn't that active with it in the past because I always had Lightspeed, but I started using it when I made my videos. If you go to my channel, you'll see some of the videos I made, and I actually day traded a few times in this account, and I did some swing alerts on this account. So here I did the SMTI on this account, TX swing trade, and the BLRX swing trade, Neo. I did that practicing on the Webull account. And if you look here in 5 days, I made 623. That's because of SMTI. And in the last month, $2,800, $2,800. So that's the goal, if to pick stocks, with a $5,000 account, and just make this or more monthly and grow it to 25,000. So if in that pace, we in about 9 months we would have grown it to 25,000. So that's kind of the goal with the 5K to 25K challenge. So the 5K to 25K challenge, you should definitely follow me on YouTube, and make sure you hit the link so that you get any videos, any announcements that I make. You can see the video, but also on Instagram, TikTok, StockTwits, or Twitter. Follow me on all of those. And I know this is kind of like a plug for myself, but the reason I mentioned following me on all those social platforms is because there will be times where I see something quick in the morning. I see a setup forming that I may like. We may not be in a swing trade. So, with a 5K challenge, if I'm in a swing trade, more than likely it's going to take up a good amount of the 5K, depending on how much the stock costs. Like SMTI, the stock is above $20, or when I bought it, it was above 20 something dollars. So if you have 5,000, you can only buy a couple hundred shares. But with those couple hundred shares, I made $600. So that's what we're looking for: 600 in a week. A little bit more next week, and the goal is to get to 25K. And yeah, so the reason I mentioned follow me on all those social platforms is because I may not have time to make a YouTube video, so I may go live on Instagram or Facebook, or send a tweet on Twitter that I'm looking into this setup, and if I'm going live, or if I send an alert, I'm gonna state, what I'm looking at and what I'm looking for that stock to do. Just like when if you watch my day trading video, it's a little long. It's about an hour, but it's because I recorded my day trading, what I was looking at, my thought process. I spoke about it. You can see when I was in the position. You can see what I was looking and when I was looking to sell, and you can actually see when I sold pieces of that position. And I don't remember exactly how much I made on that one, but I think it was about 800 or something. Um, so that's what we're looking to do. So if I'm not in a swing trade, I'm going to be looking for swing trades. But if I'm not in a swing trade, I'm probably going to be checking the market, pre-market, and looking at the stocks that are moving, and seeing if something is setting up to get in and scalp, and make a quick profit. So the goal is obviously 5K to 25K under a year. Really, I wanted to say 6 or 7 months, but I feel like there's going to be a correction soon. The market's spiking up today actually, but I feel like the way the VIX is moving, it's starting to trend up a little bit, and the VIX is kind of like a fear gauge. And the way the SPY's been acting, and just the talk of inflation, I feel like there may be a correction. I feel like it may drop 6, 8% in the next month or so. But that's pure speculation. They put out a news release about the jobs, and you would think that it wouldn't spike up as much, but it's spiking up today. So sometimes the market has a mind of its own. Anyway, so please just follow me on those social platforms. You can find me at JV Trade One on all my platforms, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, StockTwits, TikTok, YouTube. And I sold my position in SMTI so that I can have my full buying power. This is supposed to be a $5,000 account. I I grew it a little bit past 5,000, just unexpected trades, but I guess that's a good thing. That's it's better than losing it. So I look forward to seeing you on the 5K to 25K challenge. I am officially starting it, I guess, right now. But I will announce my first trade before I trade it. I'll send out something on Instagram saying that I'm gonna do due diligence on this stock, or I'm gonna swing trade this stock, and then I'll make a video. So that way, you can get in at the best price. I will put instructions on what price you should try to get in. I also will, with swing trades, they're not investments, long-term investments. So you should have an exit plan. Some swing trades I may get in because I'm waiting for some sort of approval, FDA approval, or something. Or some swing trades I get in because I feel like there was an overreaction in the market, and the company dropped way too much and it's about to hit some sort of support. So I'm gonna say something like, okay, we're buying Neo at $58, which is previous support. If $58 holds, stay in your position. But if it drops below, for example, 57.20, the next support after that is 56. So take your loss and cut your losses, and something like that. I'm going to have an exit strategy, and so to minimize your losses, and also a profit target strategy. Just like if you watch my Neo video and BLRX, it's all in the same video. I mentioned Neo as an option trade. It was at 50 something, and I said my target price was 60, or 60, I believe, was strike price. It reached the strike price, and it passed it by a couple dollars. So you take your profit. Same thing with BLRX. It was at $2. I was two something. I was waiting for FDA approval. I said I'm in this trade at 270. Profit target was $4.50. It actually hit 630 or 640. So, but I took profit at 450. So I'll have profit targets. I'll have exit strategies. All you have to do is follow along, and we'll grow our 5K to 25K in no time. And then the goal after that would be 25K to 100K. and then 100K to 250K, and then 250K to a million. That's kind of like the long-term goal. A little bit ambitious, but I'm really confident that we can do it together as a community. So I look forward to having you, and thank you for joining us. And please hit like and follow and subscribe to all other platforms. Thank you.